Hey guys, welcome back to Skygrid with Boomer. Today we're going to do a couple of different builds with you. I do apologize first for the delay in episodes. This entire week I've been dealing with stomach flu, and for 2 days I don't even think I logged on to the server all to play because it was just not fun. But we are back. We actually did start the survival series as well. For those of you who are unaware, we are going to do a complete Slimefun tutorial series on the survival server here on the Fanatic MC server. And we have started that. We started by clearing out a Guardian Temple. We're down to the platform. I just cleared out the pillars and the water underneath it. And so it's that start of that base is going. Now there's a second part to that series, and that there's an insane base that's going to get built with it. But that one is mainly to go into extreme in-depth detail. Hint, this is also going to be giveaways and cheats. So if you're going there and you get it and you get, oh my God, this is easy, and then you get bored with it, I want you to blame me because you gave up too quick and came to find a tutorial. So we're going to dig into a lot of stuff. And today we're going to do two things. First is we're going to rebuild our Obsidian farm. I think I had recorded it initially, but we, for whatever reason, it was built differently than what I want to do now. I'm going to tie it into one of these farms versus building a whole separate Crucible series of lava generators. We're going to tie it right into the farm behind you, which you see is redstone on the left, quartz in the middle, and emeralds on the right. Because I already have a Crucible generator in there, and actually have two of them, and I can crank them up, I won't have to worry about running out of lava for the Android farm. There's roughly 400 buckets of lava in here at any given moment, so we're fine. So we're going to tie that in, and then we're going to try something brand new that I got to see. Thank you to Shar. We're going to build a wither generator and harvester to automate nether stars. And when we get on the survival server, we're going to tie that into automatically building blistering ingots. I'm not going to do it here because you don't go through a whole lot of blistering ingots. To be honest, I probably go through a stack every 2 weeks on average, maybe a little bit less frequently, maybe a little bit more. But that's probably a safe bet, is a stack about every 10 to 14 days. So let's dig right into this. We're going to start by building the Obsidian generator. And the first thing we had to put in place, we had to extend power out and get data network in here. I got to drink my Diet Coke. There's my plug. Coke, you owe me 30 cents. All right. So we need a few things. We need a crucible. We need somewhere to store the lava. And the reason we're going to store the lava here, we know that the crucibles in Slimefun have a slight bug, that every so often they can chew through lava buckets and make them when there's no need for them and there's nowhere to go and they disappear. So what I want to do is loop in just a certain amount of buckets so that this can't happen. But the problem then becomes, will I chew through all the buckets and then have cobble filling up the crucible and then I stop generating lava? That is a problem that we have to contend with, because cobble will always be going into the electrified crucible. So you can see there's two slots where items can come in. One will be empty buckets, one will be cobble. When that happens, so for example here, one side will be that, and one becomes cobble, and it generates the lava. When the buckets, or the spot of the buckets, empties out, cobble will keep coming in, and it'll fill up both of them, and eventually it'll stop generating lava and break the farm. And so what we've got to do is keep this always moving so that it never runs out. So we're actually going to tie this crucible back into the farms back here, because there is a safeguard built in. We have, it's on this end, we have a deep end storage unit that holds lava buckets, and that sends it out to the system. So we're actually going to have the system come out and do that. Normally, we would just use a crucible. But the more I think about this, we're going to take that crucible out of the loop because we really don't need it. So the only thing that's going to need power is a freezer. And then we're going to put a storage unit for the Obsidian here. But then, like I said, we're going to tie everything else back in it. So first thing we need is an output node. Now I need to go get the data off of this. So we're having lava come in on channel 15. So we also need to have lava come in on here on channel 15. So let's move it to channel 15, and we'll have lava come in to the freezer. Right? Yeah, that's what we want to have. Is this connected, by the way? Let's make sure here. Hang on a second. I thought this was powered into the network. Yes, it is connected. Okay. So let's turn chat back off, just because I don't want to look at it right now. Okay. So lava, channel 15. It is whitelisted. Okay. Because then that's why. Sorry guys, I need it on channel 2, not 15. We want channel 2 is what sends it out. There we go. So now we should see lava coming in the freezer. There we go. So you see what happens? It kicks in. Now this, I don't know if there's a level 2 freezer. I think this is a level 1. See what happens is we get an empty bucket, and then we get obsidian. So we want the obsidian to go into the barrel on the right, and we want the buckets to go back into the system. The obsidian channel doesn't necessarily matter, but the buckets do if you want it to go back to the crucible. So we have to go back and look at the crucible and see what channel. And I know what it is, but I want to show you. Empty buckets are coming back in on channel 1 into the crucible to produce lava. So we also need to pull them out on channel 1. So pull channel 1, we're going to put the empty bucket so it pulls out, but we also want to pull out the obsidian. Otherwise, the obsidian will simply jam up the system, right? So we have buckets on channel 1. Let's put that on round robin because there's two crucibles, and we want the obsidian to come out. And we're going to have the obsidian. Let's use channel 14 or 16. Let's use 16. Okay, so we should see the obsidian start to go in here, or it could make a liar out of me. Why did it not come out? Oh, because it's on channel 1, this has to be on channel 1. That's why. There we go. Now we'll see the obsidian coming in. Perfect. All right, so that'll start to stack up. Did I forget to put the empty bucket in here? Empty bucket. It's on round robin. We are on channel 1. Oh, I bet you the crucible has 2 layers of cobble, no? Oh, okay, I see why. I have over 400 buckets in the system, so this crucible can't simply just hold 400 buckets, it can hold 16. So as it generates lava, it will eventually pull the buckets out of here. Here comes the problem then. What if this gets 64 buckets in there? Can it produce obsidian anymore? And the answer is no. So we're going to have to create a workaround for this to keep this from happening. So we're going to use one of these barrels. And here's what we're going to do. This will also actually help the Android farm. I found in my quartz farm today that all my Androids were backing up with quartz ore and buckets. And it was because the electric press couldn't keep up. So I'm going to have to add a second electric press. But what we're going to do for now is we're going to have the empty buckets come in here and then right back out. So what this is going to do is pull the buckets out of here. As you see, they're gone. They're going to come in here and store in here. That way the Androids don't have to worry about storing them. Look at how many were stored up waiting just to get back to the crucible. And then what we can do is come on the back side of this, pull the empty buckets back out, send them back over to the crucible, right? And that way the Androids, they were storing them in their spaces in here, and they were blocking up the interfaces to where the Androids couldn't put the materials back in. So now what we actually did is put the ability to take 54 times 16. That many buckets could go in here, so roughly 864. So I could definitely load more buckets in the system, which means I could hold more lava, which means it would be that much longer in between when I have to turn on the crucible. Now what I mean by turn on is come over here and simply clear out that second thing of cobblestone that gets thrown in here. Now this can actually hold 1 million buckets of lava. Pointless, useless, no need to be that many. I put enough in the system to where every fuel interface would fill up and I could let this thing run for a few hours without having to come back and check on it. This has been running for a couple hours. When I logged on, it was at like 80, and now it's at 200. So it very slowly fills back up, which lets it run for an even longer period of time, and then simply keeps this thing going, keeps it efficient. So let's kind of take a look and see what's going on. We're still getting lava. Okay, and at some point I might upgrade this to a level 2 freezer. There goes the bucket. The obsidian disappeared over into, whoops, get off of there, or into a thing. So in roughly 4 or 5 minutes, we've generated 24 obsidian. No big deal, but as this runs and continues to run, this will give me more than enough obsidian for any farm I might need, for the shops. Honestly, you know, obsidian, you don't burn through a whole lot of obsidian in Grid unless you specifically build with it. I mean, another portal, no big deal, 10 or 14, depending if you cheat the corners. So this will be generating for a while, which is great. Now, actually, I do want some obsidian because we're going to build, like I said, a wither farm. So we're going to pull open our guide and we're going to look this thing up. It's called the Wither Assembler. Oh, I have to turn chat on for this to work. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's look up the Wither Assembler. Okay. To make this sucker, we need 2 blistering ingots, another star, 2 weatherproof obsidian, an Android memory core, an electric motor, a reinforced ingot, and a carbonado edged energy capacitor. Boy, that's just a long twister. So if I were to sell these in my shop, what would I price these out at? Let's see. Oh boy, if I do decide to add these in, I would probably sell these for about 125 to 150,000 in the shop, just out of curiosity, given what it takes to make it. But we're going to start working on putting this together. So let's head back over to the materials that we have, and let's start. Let's jump over here. Okay, now the ender chest has the 2 blistering ingots, so I want to be over here. Make sure that's empty. Yep, because I don't have a hazmat suit on. It won't take long before I'm burning with fire. Okay, I got them in quick enough. Good. All right, what else did we need? We needed another star. I think I have 1 up here. Oops, that's not another star. I do have 1 left. Awesome. I have some weatherproof obsidian. All right, let's put those in. All right, what else did we need? We needed an Android memory core. I'll have to go to the shop to get that. An electric motor, a reinforced alloy. So I'll have to go to the shop and get 2 things. So electric motor, yes, I have a few. Reinforced ingots are over here. Whoops, I got to clear that out. That's my temporary crafting thing. All right, whoops, get back in there. Why am I'm struggling a little bit on the FPS. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, and then the motor. So let's go to the shop. We're getting, yep, so the Android memory core and a capacitor. So we'll go to my warp. Save, we got a reinforced save going on. All right. Okay. Carbonado capacitor. How many we got in there? Oh, we got plenty left. Okay, good. And, oh, yeah, that's an energy regulator. We need an Android core, which is going to be around the corner here. I got to do some decorations in here too. This is, I mean, it's nice, but it needs more than this, doesn't it? You know, I mean, it's like a Walmart. That's not even a Walmart, because a Walmart would not let you go more than 5 feet without running into a display. So this clearly is not Walmart yet. Okay, not that I'm knocking on Walmart. I shop at Walmart too. All right, let's fire the sucker up. We have ourselves a Wither Assembler. Look at that. So it generates 4,096 joules of electricity per weather. In other words, it's self-sustaining. So I wouldn't even need to tie the power into it. So every weather it creates, roughly, I hate doing math on camera, but I'm doing it in my head, 16 times the amount of power that a energized solar panel, which runs at night, would generate during the day. That's how much it runs. So we just got an insane amount of power built into this thing. Now, I'm not quite sure how or where, but this thing doesn't need to be powered, but we also want to enclose the wither just in case. Now, the owner of the server has turned off the ability for withers to damage blocks. So let's do this. Let's stick this here in the middle. Now let's go into the interface. All right, this is the first time I've really looked at this. Okay, so this steps wither skulls. So we can put 2 stacks of wither skulls. We can put 2 stacks of soul sand. So what we'll have to do is incorporate another chest to teleport these items in here so that it would run non-stop. The only way to, now we can actually automate soul sand as well. And at some point we'll look into that a little bit more. For right now I want to figure out how to get the sucker running. All right, so we don't have it turned on yet. And I'm not quite sure what the offset is, if that's upper or lower, raising, that might be upper and lower, raising the wither. So we're going to leave it for there. We'll look at that later. All right, so it takes up to a half a minute to operate. So we have it powered, but we need to build the cage. And the reason I wanted obsidian, just for now, we'll go back and try to pretty this up later. I want to figure out though how we're going to enclose them. And I'll probably change the blocks out too. I'll shut it off, let the withers die out. We'll change the blocks. Right now, I'm thinking a 7x7 cage. Or do we do a 5? If I do a 5x5 cage, that doesn't leave a whole lot of room for him to spawn. Now, from what I understand, the wither won't get loose. Let me ask her. Sorry, in your wither cage, do they need 3x3 or more to spawn? So we're going to try this here, I think, as a 5x5, unless she says we need more room. She's going to go check. Okay. Anyways, time for another Diet Coke plug. The taste of an old generation. Yeah. You know what? Even though while she's checking, I think this is what we're going to do. We're going to go with a 7x7 opening. And then what we'll do is this. We're going to make sure he can't, just in case that he could, oh darn it, I missed. Don't you hate it when you screw up with Obsidian? Luckily I got a fast enough pick. I think it's the efficiency X1. I could be wrong. Anyways, we want to block just enough space. Oh man, this is not my day. I should turn chat back off. There we go. Okay. And then we're going to have to do something for a ceiling as well. Are we coming on more obsidian? All right. Okay, so let's do this. Now, normally, when you're trying to kill withers, as you guys are probably well aware, in vanilla, what I'm about to do doesn't work. But we have a thing here, because withers can't damage blocks, you can suffocate them if you build a 2 block thick ceiling. Now they will take damage in pure vanilla survival until they break through the block. So it does work for a moment, but it's not a long-term solution. So now we want to build a layer. Do I have any blocks on me? Yeah, we'll just use this cobble for now as a ceiling. And like I said, at some point we'll come back and beautify this. I'm just not entirely sure, because this is me going live. This is me testing and learning as we go. So we are, whoops, well I'm going to build it too thick anyways. But, and if I've got this wrong, hey, so much the better. We'll learn, we'll fix it. And then I said I'll come back off camera and clean this. Oops, no, we need that. We'll come back and clean this up at some point. We'll design some cool little color scheme. Why am I having issues today? I don't know. I'm going to go a little bit slow. Oh, gosh. I don't understand why I'm having lag issues. Well, maybe I do. Anyways. So let's see what happens. We're going to have to make a pit stop. Go get some supplies here real quick. We have our manual wither killing chamber down here. What I would do is simply spawn them in and they would suffocate in here. We're going to grab 3 stacks of skulls. Alright, and then let's see, we need some soul sand. I'm getting a little nervous because we're going to fire this sucker up. We'll get 4 just to have fun. Alright. So let's head back over this thing. I am scared to death to see what happens because you know what also? I didn't leave a way in. There we go. Okay, you guys ready for this? Let's enable it. Let's put in the wither skulls. Let's put in the soul sand. Now remember it said give it 30 seconds to fire up, right? It takes a half a minute to operate. We've got everything in. It's on. It's powered. It looks like it's ready to go. So, 30 seconds, huh? Let's see what happens. Now, my fear is I gave it too much room for the ceiling, and it's going to get up and it's going to try to get me. Oh, we have a wither. Look at... Oh, jeez. Okay. Yeah. We need a mortal right off the bat. Holy cow. Was not expecting that. There we go. That'll hold us. Oh my gosh. It works, guys. It's awesome. Look at this. We have a wither. Now what I should be doing is put a capacitor next to it and just see what kind of power it's generating. But we've got a wither, which means we can automate nether stars. Woohoo! Which means blistering ingots are coming right after it. Hey, look at us. We've got 2 withers in there now. I think Star said she gets 3 in hers. And I'm out of Diet Coke, so you can tell this is about to wrap up this episode. So guys, look at this. We've got it going. This is completely going. I need to clean this up. I need a better design for this chamber. I want to put glass up there. We've got to hook up network so we can teleport the wither skulls and a soul sand in here. But guys, I'm pretty impressed. Not bad for only having a few minutes to look at this thing to try to figure out. So thank you for watching. If you like this episode, tickle that button for me. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. And as always, you guys know it. Say it with me. When you're on grid, you gotta go boomer or you gotta go home. We'll see you later.